Some of the world's wealthiest families have been in existence for hundreds of years. Rockefeller, Rothschild, Walton. Names may change, but there is a common truth. These families' wealth was not created in one generation. And more importantly, it was not lost in one generation either. The statistics, however, are merciless. 70% of newly wealthy people lose their wealth in the second generation, 90% in the third generation. The financial world calls this the three-generation curse. The first generation builds, the second generation grows, the third generation often destroys. But not for every family. Some families defeated this curse not with luck, but with a system.
Today in this video, we will analyze the architecture behind that system, the anatomy of dynastic wealth. This is not a motivational video. This is an anatomy of wealth management. Welcome to Foxmind HQ, where tomorrow's wealth holders meet.
Many people misunderstand wealth. Wealth is not high income. True wealth is controlled assets. It is systems that continue to produce. Ordinary people leave money to their children. Wealthy families leave systems. Because time is wealth's greatest enemy. Family conflicts, taxes, wrong investments, divorces, and inheritance disputes. These are the mechanisms that destroy great wealth. Old wealthy families don't just grow wealth. They build a legal architecture to protect it.
The most critical principle of modern wealth management is this: separate wealth from individuals. Wealthy families bequeath to their children not money first, but the mindset that manages money. New money makes the mistake of holding wealth under their own name, whereas old money structures wealth as institutional ownership.
This is where trust, foundation systems come into play. A trust is a legal vault where wealth is placed. Family members are not the owners of this wealth, but beneficiaries. In some states, there are dynasty trust structures that can last 1,000 years. There is no inheritance tax because ownership does not change hands. In case of divorce, family assets are not divided. In case of bankruptcy, creditors cannot touch this vault. Heirs are prevented from making uncontrolled expenditures. Control always remains with the family. In short, the trust system is a financial architecture that makes wealth immortal by isolating it from individuals' mistakes and external threats. Wealthy families are managed like states. The family constitution written by the Rothschild family in 1812 is still a guide. This document defines how wealth will be used and the responsibilities of new generations. Article 1, family wealth is never divided. Article 7, decisions pass through family council approval. Article 12, marriage requires family approval. Article 23, the amount of wealth is not known until age 21. Many fortunes are destroyed not because of money, but because of heirs. As Warren Buffett said, "I will give my children enough money to do anything, but not enough to do nothing." In elite families, children are raised from a young age with risk management and investment training.
This is where hobbies come into play. Why do wealthy children play polo or collect art? Have you ever thought about it?
Because these places are not just for fun or showing off, but invisible arenas where business deals are made and doors to elite networking are opened. Golf clubs, yacht clubs, and private university networks. These are social capital centers.
Education, route of wealthy families' children. Age 6, private language education. Age 10, classical instrument. Age 13, elite boarding school. Eton, Phillips Exeter. Age 18, Ivy League. Age 30, family council membership.
The Rockefeller family organizes annual and large-scale every 10 years cousins meetings to prevent fragmentation at the point where wealth is distributed to the 4th, 5th, and 6th generations. These meetings are not just a dinner, they are a professionally managed strategy summit. More than 150 family members come together, and the oldest generation transfers the family's history, mistakes, and values to the youngest generation. While the bond between grandfather and grandson in ordinary families is love-focused, in elite families, this bond is an apprenticeship relationship. Rockefeller's cousins meeting tradition is a social engineering marvel that proves that individuals who own money are temporary, but the family that owns knowledge and system is eternal. 90% of families with wealth over $100 million establish a family office. This is a private financial company whose only client is the family itself. It is a completely closed company to outsiders. The Rockefeller family office has been professionally managing the family's tax, real estate, and art collection affairs since 1882. The Rothschild rule is clear and explicit. Wealth must be in at least 5 countries and 7 different asset classes: real estate, energy, technology, and agriculture. If one sector falls, the other stays standing. Wealthy families don't evade taxes, they optimize them. Making donations for wealthy families is not just a tool for doing good, but one of the most sophisticated control mechanisms used to protect wealth, lighten the tax burden, and become a global power center. Philanthropy transforms the family's social image from predatory capitalist to protector of society. In summary, philanthropy in the old money world is not about spending money, but the art of transforming that money into social influence and unshakable legal immunity. New wealthy people present wealth as a status signal with showiness. They announce to everyone the perception that "I made it." However, old wealthy families adopt the quiet luxury approach.
The Mars family has not allowed photographs of any family member for 100 years.
Because in this world, invisibility means security. For the future dynasty founders who have come this far, the rule of never appearing in the media. Although the Rothschild family's estimated wealth is $2 trillion, they do not appear on Forbes lists. The wealth is so distributed and hidden that it cannot be measured. The preservation of wealth across generations is not luck, but a legal, educational, and social system. Now be honest with yourself. How many of these 12 strategies are you implementing? 0 to 3 points. You are creating wealth but don't know how to protect it. 4 to 7 points. You are on the way but there are gaps in your system. 8 to 12 points. You are ready to establish a dynasty. Knowledge is potential, but only action brings true wealth. So, what would be the first rule you would establish to protect your legacy? Let's meet in the comments. Architects of the future, see you in the next decryption.